Hey, how's it going, everybody? Talking to Elon Musk and Ivanka. Trump. So, I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with this. First off, Yahoo News article. I'll link it below in the archive, so you can go ahead and check that out. But if you weren't aware of this, on Sunday, I guess Elon Musk, ever the showman, came out with a tweet. Ivanka retweeted him, but basically Elon Musk said, take the red pill. This was Sunday. Now, obviously, being the high profile individual he is and the blusterous, kind of boisterous CEO, what do they call him? The Donald Trump of CEOs, that type of individual. Obviously, he's always out there seeking attention, and given his status, he's going to get it. Ivanka retweets him. Some individuals on the left come out with their foul language in response to what he said. His tweet, maybe, you never know with somebody like that, right? Possibly what's going on with his company and the state of California in terms of his factories being shut down and him threatening a lawsuit against Alameda County trying to get his production facility back open and running. In addition to that, when all of that was going on last week, you had him threatening to move to Nevada or Texas, kind of pack up and take his ball elsewhere. And you had no shortage of states reaching out to him saying, hey, the business climate is much more friendly here. Come to our state. Why not, right? So I just wanted to give my thoughts on this. And I left the article here up on the screen for you to go ahead and scroll through if you wanted to pause the video or just kind of read it while I'm rambling. When I first saw the guy and some of the antics, and this was a couple years ago, I was like, man, this guy, he's such a D-bag. Like I really thought that of him. Just not knowing enough about the guy, right? It's just like that first impression you get of him, that first take, like he's always out there seeking the limelight and everything like that. And I was like, man, this guy, and then for somebody like that, you would think that California is the perfect place for him, right? Given the power structure at the top here in the state of California, you would figure that he fits in perfectly with those type individuals. Now, as time goes on, it kind of changed. I read more about him, educated myself as to what he's about, what the company's all about, and stuff like that. And, obviously my feelings aren't the same as they once were. But that being said, and I do own some stock in Tesla just for disclosure's sake. So Elon, hey baby, whatever you got to do to keep that bottom line going up and keep bringing some of that sweet loot my way. Keep that stock price rising, baby. In all seriousness though, any company, CEO, founder, whomever, what's the goal? To grow your company from a $100,000 company to $1 million to 10 to 100 to $1 billion and keep growing your company. And as you keep growing, you obviously have to look out for the best interests of the company, given the tax structure and the climate in the state of California in terms of business regulation and stuff like that versus some of the other red states where they say it's a lot more business friendly. He owes it to the company, to the shareholders, to the workers to always keep an open mind in terms of doing what's best for the company long term. Now, I will say this though, the one thing that I wouldn't want to see if he were to just relocate that company's headquarters, and that's what I read so far. It seemed like it was just the headquarters, not the production facility itself. Maybe I'm wrong on that. So if I'm wrong on that, just go ahead and shoot me a message and say, hey, no, it's everything. The individuals who work there, what happens to their jobs? Hopefully they would get an opportunity to go ahead and take their job with them to whatever state he goes to, be that Texas, Nevada, Oklahoma. I think I heard him mention Tulsa as well. Hopefully those individuals don't have their jobs just vanish. Now, that said, it could be a drastic change going from a liberal mecca such as the Bay Area, East Bay in Alameda County, and going to somewhere like Tulsa, Oklahoma, Texas, anywhere but Austin, right? And Dallas may be a little bit more liberal. Not really too sure about that, but going to some area where deep blue to possibly being deep red. How does that jibe with the individuals that are currently there working in Alameda County? Those individuals may be lifelong Californians, so they may have their friends, relationships, family, everything tied there to that community. So to ask them to uproot their whole family and their whole life and move several states away, that's a tough thing to put on individuals. But things happen. Companies move headquarters often. It happens. My hope is just whatever he decides to do, those individuals that are in Alameda County have that opportunity or that option to at least relocate with the facility if he does indeed move. Now, all of that said, what do I think will happen? What do I think should happen? I think it seems like a great thing, bottom line wise, to get out of the state of California. That's not just for his business, but that's just for every business. California, in my opinion, they know they can take advantage of it. I mean, come on, I'm sitting here right now in California, and I'm paying these high taxes. Individuals who are out here in California are paying the high taxes as well. We can move, we can do something about it, right? But we don't. And I think that California and the leadership there always knows that there's that appeal to it. The weather, beaches, you got snow, you got women. So as a state, if you're in charge of that, or if you're in the leadership, like I said, you know that you have the leverage over individuals, such as Musk or myself or anybody else who's living here in California. You can pretty much just tax the heck out of people, and they can gripe about it. They can complain. There was a gas tax here a couple years ago, and they actually got enough signatures. I think this was 2018 it happened, and they got enough signatures to get it on the ballot to try to overturn a gas tax. I think it was like another 12 cents or something on top of all the other taxes. An individual still voted to keep the gas tax in place. So essentially they voted it twice. They voted for it one time, and then when it came up on the ballot again, they said, no, we want to keep the gas tax. So it just shows that government here knows that they can continue to take advantage of individuals because of all the nice things. Like I said, you've got the weather, the beaches, the snow, water, a lot of other activities, right? Disneyland, all these other things, So what's Musk supposed to do? What's his play here? You heard that state representative, right? She told him basically to go F himself when he said he was going to leave. And what'd he say? He said, noted. So I'm not going to get into her. She's got issues all her own. Lorena Gonzalez was her name. I think she's a representative down in San Diego. So prediction. I think that it seems highly likely in terms of how he's talking that, like I said, just for their headquarters, that he does take a look at moving the headquarters. And like I said, for those two, I've heard Texas, and then I've heard Tulsa, Oklahoma. And what's in the best interests in the short term, certainly, for shareholders like myself, no drama. No, but certainly having things go smoothly, having the facilities open back up in the Bay Area, and then just having things go from there. And production to continue as it was before. That's best in the short run. Now, what's best in the long run, like I said, that is what he has to look out for. And taking the entire company and uprooting it long term, that's probably for the best. But how likely is that to happen? It would have to be a several stage process, right? Because you don't just shut down on a Friday in California and open up on a Monday in Tulsa. It just doesn't work that way. So I'm just sitting here trying to think about it. I'm like, obviously I know he's using his clout, trying to bluff Alameda County into opening up his production facilities. I don't blame him for that. He's got the clout, might as well try to use it, right? I don't know. I just don't know. When I'm thinking about it, I just don't know that it really would go that far. I don't know that he'd be willing to leave California. And I know he's this world traveler. He's all over the place. How much time is he ever really here in California? Who knows? Probably not that much. It's really hard for me to see him taking the whole company, talking about production and headquarters, to another state. Ultimately, I think it'd be best for the company to do that in the long run. But I don't know. What do you all think out there? Do you think he should go? Should he stay? I really think he should leave. It's best for the long run. But again, I just don't want to see the employees caught in the middle of this. I don't want to see individuals losing their jobs over this and being forced to make that decision of whether to uproot their whole family out to a different state. I know it happens, but I definitely don't want to see them having to make that tough choice. Hopefully he leaves, and hopefully other companies follow suit, so that it kind of forces California's hand to kind of get their stuff together in terms of, like I said, regulations, taxes, treatment of businesses and individuals. I think they could do a lot better in that regard. So maybe this is a start in the right direction. Elon Musk is going to start the revolution. All right, everybody, take care, and hopefully your week is getting off to a good start. Thanks for watching the video.